My dad has always been what some might call a nervous driver. Parks inside the lines, follows the signs. He's the type of guy that drives 55 in a 65er. And even with his responsibly slow style, somehow he's gotten in more accidents than a room full of third childs. Now, I haven't been the most responsible automobile owner either. I'd often get tickets for alternate side parking and expired meters. I've had my car towed 3 times. Okay, 4 times. One of which I no doubt deserved. It was peeking out of my driveway, inching its way out onto the curb. I've also gotten several speeding tickets, not by being reckless, but absent of mind. I've been stuck in a daydream on some downward decline. I once hydroplaned into an elderly Asian woman's Nissan Sentra, all rehearsing a poem about my late mother. Late, kind of a funny word to describe a woman who was always so punctual, but she lost when her exhaust pipes became non-functional. So she wasn't showing up to the scene of that crime, not today, not tomorrow, not anytime. Luckily, the Asian woman was perfectly fine. I also clipped a car with a U-Haul one moving day, tearing its bumper straight off in a sign. Needless to say, I've had my fair share of automotive melee, no lie, but knock on Pinocchio's nose, nobody's been hurt or God forbid died. I tried to become a far more responsible driver, but this poem has nothing to do with driving. Although it is pretty much driving me mad, it has very little to do with cars and mostly to do with Dad. Because recently, I found out that Pops has Parkinson's. All right, not Parkinson's as in traffic infractions from unpaid actions or too many tickets from a cop who's mean, but a disease of the central nervous system from a drop in dopamine, which means sometimes his body locks up in the cut or anti-freezes in the street. In other swervy words, we all move smoother when chemicals reach our brain sooner. But what happens when there's far less premium, regular, or super? Your car stalls, it shakes some, and you lose balance. A routine trip around the block becomes a daunting physical challenge. And that's pretty much Parkinson's. As every new day begins, he absolutely must take his vehicle out for a spin. Or maybe I should tint the windows a bit on this one, as I need to see and speak this through, especially if I don't want to view all this from the it's too late rear view. Meanwhile, my brother is denials and denials away, mini cooped up inside with a license to hide, clutching his he'll never learner's permit from some odd point of pride. So it's just my stepmom and I trying to keep Dad's lights on as much as we're able, realizing right now he needs to be his own pair of jumper cables. Either way, my connection to Pops will never stop, even as we loosen our family ties like Michael J. Fox. But what happens when I can't go back to the future and he's no longer here? So please let my hoverboard float like a butterfly? Because this disease can sting like a bee. Left hooking its way away from Cassius Clay and moving toward Muhammad Ali, which is knocking out his cognitive function as his batteries drain, fine motor skills suffer, and oil begs for a change. So I need to remember what he needs to remember, not just this poem. I'm wondering how it's going to be now that I have a child of my own. Who knows whether one night I'm going to wake up having fallen in the dark, caught up in some sort of parallel park as he switches into and out of park. Into and out of Parkinson's is not a death sentence. At least it doesn't have to be. But as he currently sits statically, tire pressure dropping rapidly, a motionless ex-phys ed teacher is certainly sad to see. Now sure, I could ask for a few more good years, but truth is I'd want infinity. So instead of this being some sort of pre-eulogy, yet your love, his stories, this poem, keep refueling me.